Virgo, for you, January 2020 brings something you've been waiting a long time for. Before I get stuck into the reading, okay, so you're probably going to be looking at this in the month of December, which for some of you traditionally is Christmas time, but obviously I know it's not that for all of you. Nonetheless, this is gift giving time. So what is coming up is there's a gift from me to you, and then we're going to exchange gifts because you're going to do something for me in return. So what I'm doing is, and this is a pretty big thing, definitely will not be doing this often. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity for you guys. I have started doll making professionally. It has been a hobby and I have decided to go professional with it. So I have an Instagram page, I have an Etsy shop. They are both under the name Papillon Dollmaker. I will put it in the description box below. If you go to the Etsy page, the shop, if you go to my Instagram and you put a heart and you follow on Instagram and you go to the Etsy shop and you put a heart there, then I will give you a small free tea leaf personal reading. It's a big one, that one, because they're always a job to do regardless. Right, Virgo, so what I did for you is made a cup of tea, I drained the liquid, and we see what stories left behind in the tea leaf symbols. Also pulled 2 cards for you, one romance angel card and a tarot card. Let's have a look at the cards first, and then we'll move on to the teacup. So your relationship card, the romance angel card, is worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So, those of you looking for relationships, actually, firstly let me apologize for my squawky voice. Those of you who've watched the rest of the videos will know I have flu, so I sound very silly. Sorry about that. So you might have to turn up your volume as well. Right, so the worth waiting for card says there's something that you're wanting quite desperately. You put a lot of time and focus and energy on it, especially relationships. It's something in relationships. And January could see it coming for you. It's something that is worth waiting for, and that's why you had to wait for it in a way. It had to be just right. So all the pieces had to be in place. It can be you want to get married. It can be you want to get engaged. It can be you even want to meet somebody. Or you want to do something in the relationship realm that was important to you. You had to wait for it. January sees it arriving in your life. Now the tarot card that came up was, this particular tarot deck is called the Death Rebirth card. Slightly scary looking card, except for the middle part there with a beautiful egg with a little baby in it, all in gold. It's really lovely. Now the snake is normally the sign of death and rebirth, and the skull's obviously the end of something. So January sees something end, but it also sees something brand new emerging. Now, as you know, January has eclipses, so I'm not surprised this card is coming up for you. So what is going to happen is something, a chapter in your life, a situation in your life comes to an abrupt end. At the same time, something really, really wonderful gets born into your life, comes out of gestation and is born into your life. So whatever it is that comes to that abrupt end is making way for something really, really wonderful to come into your life. They might happen simultaneously. There's a chance they will do. Or it's a case of first something will be eclipsed out of your life to make room for this brand new, brilliant, wonderful thing to come into your life. So if something is eclipsed out of your life, just take or be rest assured it's making room for something wonderful to enter. Right, now let's have a look at your teacup. I look at the tea leaf symbols that jump out at me. I have a look at the symbols around that symbol to see what the story is. What catches my eye immediately is a bird hovering. A bird perched is waiting for news. A bird in flight is news coming in. I think you're sitting in that in-between stage. You're waiting for news to come in. I want to look at these are tiny little symbols around it, so I need to look carefully as to what else is here that will give us an indication of what it is. I see a bunch of grapes. I see a bell. Bell is an announcement. Bunch of grapes is normally about going out and having some fun. Right, so the message there would be if you are awaiting news, if it's like that news is imminent, it's coming in, but you're waiting, there's going to be an announcement in January. In the meantime, sometimes to get our mind off things we're waiting for, go out there and have a good time. Go out and take your mind off it by having fun. You'll find the announcement comes in quicker. Life can just be like that sometimes. Sometimes we really need to focus on something. Other times, that's enough focus. We now need to withdraw and just shift our focus somewhere else. And that's when that lets that energy in. Because sometimes we can hold on a little bit too tight. I see a dragonfly. Dragonflies are about confronting truths. So you need to be honest about something. I look at that and I see a pin. This can be about career. This can be about your job. There's a little victory sign as well with it. I see a little ship sailing. So that's interesting. So what I would say there is with that set of symbols is you maybe need to be a bit honest with yourself about something within those of you that this applies to, something in your career sector, your job sector. Maybe when you square up to yourself about it, your ship can come in and you can have victory. That's interesting. That applies to somebody. Think about that. Think about what it is that you're not being completely honest with yourself about your career, because that's causing some kind of blockage. And once you do that, you're going to find the energy shifts. And like I said, then that ship actually comes in. That's nice news. Now then I see buffalo horns. Now buffalo horns can be tenacity, sticking to something, being tenacious about something, or taking a risk, but standing your ground about something. Buffalo horns can also sometimes be about abundance coming in. So it can be, I want to see what other symbols are here that can give us a little bit more of an indication. Okay, I'm just looking now to see what else here tells me a little bit more about this story for you guys. I see an anchor. I see a horseshoe. So it can be something that you've been sticking to your guns about. Finally, you get the good luck and you get the abundance coming in because of it. Now remember, we were just reading about as well, being honest as well about something. So perhaps what is holding it back, you've been tenacious about it, you've been insistent about it. The only thing that's still holding it back is admitting some kind of truth about it. That's what's blocking the energy off. Because then I see a butterfly and I see an upward arrow as I'm speaking to you about this. So then what happens is when you confront that truth, there's a change for the better and there's this upward trajectory of success. So that's very nice. So that really applies. Look, this is also, the pin can be a job or career, but it can also be a project you're busy with, a personal project of any sort, something that you're focusing on, you have your attention on. Right, let me see if I can find anything else in here for you. There is a myriad of symbols in this teacup. It's hundreds and hundreds of little symbols. But nothing else is really jumping out. I see another butterfly here, so things definitely will change for the better in January. So that's the main part of your story then. Listen to this video a few more times and keep it in mind, because a lot of what I'm telling you now might only start manifesting in the month of January. That is, if you're listening to this earlier than January. I hope that you enjoyed that reading. If you would like any of those readings I offered at the beginning, the personal, private, soulmate, or subscription to weekly updates for your star sign, please contact me via the links in the description box below. That is via the website. I want to thank you for watching, listening, commenting, liking, subscribing, and for those of you that share this video, I truly appreciate it. Those of you that comment, I read every single comment. Thank you very much.